We all know that feeling of a new outfit, right? It's great. But have you ever stopped to wonder what your clothes really cost? Not just the number on the price tag, but the true price. Today, we're gonna pull back the curtain and look at all the hidden costs stitched right into the clothes we wear every day.
So let's start with the most basic thing in probably everyone's closet, a simple cotton t-shirt. You probably paid, what, 10, maybe 20 bucks for it? But that's just what you paid at the store. The real cost, the one paid by the environment, well, that's a whole other story. And get this number is just wow. To make just one of those cotton t-shirts, it takes 2,700 liters of water. Let that sink in for a second. That's enough drinking water for one person for 2.5 years, all for a single t-shirt. Suddenly, that simple shirt seems a lot more complicated, doesn't it? This is exactly that invisible price we're going to unpack.
At the heart of all this is a clash between two totally different models. Over here, you've got fast fashion, which is built on making things as fast and as cheap as possible with a disposable mindset. And on the other side, you have sustainable fashion, which is all about ethical production, making things that last, and, not wrecking the planet. So first up, let's dig into the massive toll this whole industry takes on our planet. And I'll warn you, when you actually see the numbers, the environmental damage is pretty staggering. So just take a look at the carbon footprint. The fashion industry is responsible for somewhere between 8 and 10% of global carbon emissions. To put that into perspective for you, that is more than all international flights and all maritime shipping combined. That's a huge, huge number. And it's not just the air, our oceans are in trouble too. Every time you wash clothes made of synthetic stuff, like polyester or nylon, they shed these teeny tiny plastic fibers. And it turns out, a shocking 35% of all the microplastics polluting the ocean come directly from our clothes, from doing our laundry. So what happens when we're done with all these clothes? Well, globally, we generate 92 million tons of textile waste every single year. Most of that just ends up buried in a landfill or burned. We're talking about a literal mountain of old clothes year after year. This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? There's no getting around it. The evidence is pretty clear. Fashion has become one of the most destructive industries on the planet. But the damage isn't just environmental. We have to talk about the human cost, which is just as critical. The fast fashion machine is built for speed, and that speed almost always comes at the expense of people. We're talking about dangerous factories, wages that no one can actually live on, and absolutely grueling working hours, all to keep that cycle of cheap clothes going. Okay, I know this is all pretty heavy stuff, but here is the good news, and it is genuinely good news. It doesn't have to be this way. There are powerful solutions. We can absolutely find a better way to dress, one that's healthier for people and the planet. So let's explore what that looks like. A huge part of the solution starts with the basic building blocks, the fabrics. By choosing better materials like organic cotton, which uses way less water and no nasty pesticides, or really cool recycled fabrics made from things like plastic bottles, we can slash a garment's impact from the very beginning. The next big step is just a change in mindset. Instead of treating our clothes like they're disposable, we can choose to make them last. And the most powerful actions are often the simplest. Actually repairing a small tear or sewing on a button, reusing clothes by buying secondhand, and getting creative by upcycling old things into something new and cool. And don't underestimate how much this stuff matters. Just by keeping a piece of clothing in rotation for an extra 9 months, you can reduce its carbon, water, and waste footprint by up to 30%. That is a massive win from such a simple change. All right, so these are the big ideas. But how do we actually bring this into our everyday lives? How does this go from theory to practice? Let's get practical and talk about what a sustainable wardrobe really looks like. One of the most effective strategies is something called a capsule wardrobe. The idea is super simple. Own fewer but better things. You build a small collection of high-quality, versatile items you absolutely love that all mix and match. You end up with less waste, you save money in the long run, and honestly, getting dressed in the morning becomes way, way easier. So if you want to get started today, here are some simple habits you can build. Buy less, but choose better quality when you do. Try to support brands that are doing the right thing. Wash your clothes a little less and always in cold water. And definitely embrace the awesome world of secondhand shopping. Each one of these actions helps build a better system. Now, whenever we start talking about big changes like this, a few common myths and roadblocks always seem to pop up. So let's just tackle a couple of the biggest ones head on.
This is probably the one I hear the most. The idea that being sustainable is some kind of luxury that most of us can't afford. But is that really true? Well, the reality is a bit different. You have to think in terms of cost per wear. A well-made shirt might cost more up front, sure, but if it lasts for years, while a cheap shirt falls apart after a few washes, which one really cost you more? Over time, choosing durable clothes can actually save you a ton of money. And here's the other big one, that feeling of helplessness. It's so easy to look at this massive global industry and think, what difference can I possibly make? This quote is the perfect answer to that. This whole industry runs on one thing, demand, what we choose to buy. Every time you buy secondhand, or repair an item, or support an ethical brand, you are sending a message. You're casting a vote with your wallet. And when millions of us send that same message, brands have no choice but to listen. Never, ever doubt the power of your choices. So we're left with this final question. This isn't about giving up style or self-expression, not at all. It's about redefining it. It's about choosing a style that doesn't just look good, but does good. And that choice ultimately is ours to make.